everybody, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am sharing with you Bunny Close-Up. This is from the Bunny Spring Squares collection from Whimsy Stamps, and the designer is Chrissy Armstrong. So I did actually post, you can see a square missing from the top left hand corner there. These are all from the same set. So last week I shared with you the one up in the top left corner that's missing, and today I'm going to be sharing with you the one in the bottom right. So I've got the images printed out onto some Express-It blending cards, so they're nice and Copic safe, and I'm colouring them using my Copic markers. So I will have a list of all of the Copics used on my blog, so if you're interested you can check that out there. I will have links to that below this video if you're on YouTube, or if you're on my channel it will be below the video listed there as well. I was super excited to use all of these images. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous, and I had a lot of fun colouring them up using lots of my grey markers. So what else can I tell you guys about? So it is still school holidays here for us at the moment. I think we're into week 3. We had the stepkids for the week, so we just returned them this afternoon, having a little bit of time, just some quiet time to sit down and get some cards made, and back to work for me tomorrow. So no rest for the wicked, as they say. So let's get going. I am going to be colouring up some more of these images for the previous week, so check those out. I'm just going in and adding some details to these little flowers. I will also be going in and adding some glitter glue as well later on. So yeah, lots of fun and beautifulness in this little image. I am using some patterned papers today because I couldn't find any Easter papers, and I knew that I had these papers from the Bella collection. Not Bella, they're from the Pebbles collection, I should say. I've had them in my stash for a very long time, so I doubt you'll be able to find them, but I knew I had them, and I was super excited to pull them out and put them in with this image. So my next card will be featuring this pattern paper as well, so lots of fun. Here's all the Copic markers that I used on this image, and let's begin putting the card together. So as always, I've got a Kucha Creations card base, blank card base, and I'm just going to run this image through my Sizzix Big Shot. This is a My Favorite Things. Oh, I didn't even write it down. It's on my desk here somewhere. It is the Stitched Mini Scallop Squares Stacks. That's a mouthful. So I did run that image through my Big Shot to do that, and I've got some of these patterned papers here. This is the Pebbles Ever After collection. So I've got a couple of little offcuts here that I'm trying to add into the card as well. I decided I needed to pull in some grass. So this green pattern paper is also from the same set, and I'm just running a grass dye through my Big Shot just with the very, very edge of that green paper. So I don't want to use too much if I don't have to, and just cutting the ends off because obviously I didn't cut it the way that it normally gets cut. And I also wanted to use, this pattern paper has the pattern strip, as you can see here, the little flowers across the bottom to say what kind of paper it is and things, and they always do this on the reverse. They're really cute, and I wanted to pull them in on the card as well. So I'm just going to layer them behind the grass, pulling in some clouds because you just can't not do it without clouds. And I've got some Helmer acid-free liquid adhesive here. So with this adhesive, I know I say it over and over again, but less is more. You do not need to use much of this adhesive at all. And that's why I'm not squeezing it very hard, and I'm just getting a very, very gentle amount. Sometimes I'll just run my finger across it just to make sure that there is no excess. But for this card, I'd put a very, very small amount on. So I'm going to lay this down. I'm just trying to work out what the best way for me to do that is, and I decided I probably would be safer to take that pattern paper off my card and layer it straight on, and then I'll just use my EK Success scissors to cut off the excess. So just lining everything up, and I'm just trying to slide it across so I don't waste too much of that grass, so that I can use the last little bit for another project. So I'm just making sure that everything is nice and straight. And then we're going to go in and try and slide those flowers very carefully underneath. Well, that's what I thought I would be able to do, but I ended up having to pull some of the grass up but it was still wet, so I was lucky that I did it pretty quickly. I'm sorry, I'm off screen here. I needed to pull it up nice and close so I could get it in there. Alright, so we're just trying to very carefully slide that underneath the grass. As you can see, it didn't work perfectly, so I had to pull it up a little bit and then stick it all back down again. This is a nice long video from me today. It's it's just over 18 minutes. But I wanted to be able to show you guys, you know, all the steps along the way. Sometimes I speed them all up because I don't want you guys to sit there and get bored. But other times I think, well, do you know what? You wouldn't be watching my videos if you weren't interested to see what I'm doing. So I've slowed it all down so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. And yeah, we'll go from there. So all that layer is now all adhered down. I'm going to pull the image off and try and work out where I'm going to stick it. And I'll start adding all the layers down. So very, very gently squeezing this adhesive. That's why sometimes I run back and forward, because sometimes I'm not even squeezing it at all. That's how much pressure I put in. So lighting this image up, trying to slide it under the grass a tiny bit as well. And I did need to put a little bit more adhesive just under that right hand side there. Alright, and we'll start adhering all of the other bits and pieces. Alright, so I've got all of my gorgeous clouds there. I'm just going to pull them off for a moment while I work out the rest of the layers. So I've got this little excess piece of pink here that I wanted to slide underneath, so I'm just going to pop some adhesive on that. And then we'll carefully line it all up. So it should be straight across the top and the bottom. And I'm just using my grid mat here because it just didn't look straight, but it was just me. Alright, adhering the image down. How pretty are these papers? Like, those little trees on the back are absolutely gorgeous, but they didn't jump out at me for this project, but I definitely will be using them another time. I've got another full sheet of that as well, so. Alright, so here is my card base. Originally I wanted to put it directly onto the card base, but I just needed something else to pop it up. So I do actually end up pulling in some pink cardstock from Papercraft, and I mat that onto that as well. These little clouds here are from my favourite things, and it's just the puffy clouds dies. I will link everything up that I can, as long as it hasn't been discontinued or retired or whatever. I will link up as much as I can. If not, I will try and link up similar products, I should say, not projects. I'm so exhausted. It's been a long week. So putting all of those gorgeous little clouds down. I love these clouds, and it just finishes off the project. Right, so now I'm going to go and trim down some pink cardstock, and then I'll be able to mat that, and it will be all perfect. Voiceovers always make me feel tired. I'm yawning in the background again as I'm trying to do this voice over. You guys must think that I just don't sleep. I do. I always leave these until late. It's almost 5 PM in the evening. Husband will be on his way home from work shortly. So I'm just trying to get all of this quickly done before he calls and get everything adhered and ready to go. So I'm using my Scotch ATG on these bigger sections. I usually just use my acid-free liquid adhesive just for the smaller things. No reason, I use my ATG gun. It's just easier for me. Just giving it a nice good push to make sure that everything is nice and aligned and nice and adhered and sticky and all that. Alright, so we just need to add on to the card base. So we'll just go in and adhere it down using the Scotch ATG. Making sure that my card base is around the right way, because I got many times where I've finished a card and gone to open it and I've gone, oh man, I've stuck it on the wrong way, how embarrassing. Then I have to carefully either try and pull it off, or I just normally cut as far as I can so that I can adhere it onto the another card base. And you feel so stupid, because really you should be checking these things. Alright, so that's the front all done. Now I just need to work on putting the inside of the card together, so we'll go in and do that now. So this is just some more of that patterned paper that I've just trimmed down. I've got some more of that pink cardstock from Papercraft in the back, and I'm just going to mat everything down using the Scotch ATG gun. Just making sure that everything is nice and aligned, and popping all of those layers down. I didn't realize that I've actually didn't put speed on any of this. I've just realized that's why this video is going forever. So I'm just going to stop my voiceover for a second. So if you notice that my voice goes funny, that's because I've had to stop the voice recording and then restart it again. So I do apologize. I will be back with you shortly. Alright, I'm back. I've got this sped up. I do apologize that my video was going for so long. That would explain why it's going so long. You've now only got about 3 minutes left. So I've got this super sped up so that you don't have to finish watching it. I've got a rectangle that I've just cut out of some leftover white cardstock. I've cut some more green down using that same patterned paper, and I'm just adhering everything down using the Helma acid free. It was because it was sitting on my desk. Aligning everything up, and that is my card pretty much done. As I was looking at it, I decided it needed some Nouveau crystal drops. So the ones that I'm using today, this is the Summer Sunrise, and I also went in and added some of the Kinderglitz Crystallina to the ears and to the flowers. So that is my card all complete. Thank you for sticking by me and watching all the way through. Please go and check out all of the new release from Whimsy Stamps, and I hope to see you all again soon. Bye!